What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. Today we have SCP Foundation. Woo! Explained by the Volgun. This was recommended to me by someone. Once again, I am sorry. I do not remember the commenter's name. This was a while ago, and I know a little bit about SCP. Like, I know the famous ones like Peanut, SCP-049, the Plague Doctor, the Unkillable Reptile, and a couple of more obscure ones, and of course 096. But yeah, so we're just gonna watch this because this was 7 years ago. I just realized this is 7 years ago. I guess it must be more updated now, but this is what we have, so let's just get straight into it.
So you stumbled upon or heard about a thing called SCP.
Okay, let's pray the volume is okay.
This guide has all the information you need to know about what the SCP Foundation is and what it has to offer you. Think of it as the ultimate primer to the universe, and the wiki as it is and should be.
Someone told me that I can actually.
This guide is split up into 3 sections.
Okay, there's only auto-generated captions.
Number 1.
I could have sworn someone told me that I could turn on captions.
Introduction to the SCP Foundation and wiki, covering the SCP format, object classes.
Okay, I know Euclid, I know Safe, I know Keter, and I know World Ending.
And why it all matters.
I think.
Number 2. In-universe elements. This covers some background information and a lot of commonly used terms that might leave a new reader lost.
Okay, I'm not a new reader, but I'm watching this to like rerun my mind through SCP because there's a couple of SCP videos that I want to watch. So this is a great way to remember.
And different kinds of pieces that you can read, from -Js to EXs, 001 proposals to groups of interest, tales, and canons. There's a lot more.
I know there's Dr. Bright. And there's a counter-terror, or not counter, like there's a cult-like counter group to SCP.
Clandestine and worldwide, the Foundation operates beyond jurisdiction, empowered and entrusted by every major national government with the task of.
I always thought the concept of a secret operation that all nations are in on would be so cool, like something so bad that every nation collectively agrees they need to work together to, like, you know.
The SCP Foundation is a collaborative writing platform centering around a fictional foundation, a scientific and military organization that seeks to protect humanity and the status quo by locating and containing anomalies.
Yeah, I know
objects,
this part.
Life forms, events, locations, concepts, creations, and phenomena that, in one way or another, violate natural law. On the SCP Wiki, authors tell stories and explore ideas within this urban fantasy science fiction universe, creating rich pieces of writing that take place in a world where the anomalous exists and how people and organizations interact with them. These articles may showcase the different types of phenomena that might exist in this universe, the SCPs themselves, or tell compelling narratives about life and interactions within the SCP world, tales, canons, and groups of interest formats. The central focus of the SCP Wiki is the SCP file, commonly referred to as just an SCP. It is a set of in-universe technical documentation supposedly compiled by the Foundation in an effort to understand, analyze, experiment with, and most importantly, contain the anomaly. The SCP file is, in effect, a form of constrained writing, an immersive way to tell a story about the nature and history of an anomalous object or entity, whether directly or by hinting at some greater idea. Each SCP is given a unique serial number or designation, and on the wiki you can browse SCPs with designations ranging from 1 to 3,999.
It must be so much more now.
Series.
Like there's probably
Series
at least
1,
10,000
SCP
SCPs.
1 through to 999. Series 1 was written from 2007 to 2011.
Or maybe less, I don't know.
Series 2.
Actually, yeah, it might be less.
SCP-1000 through to SCP-1999. Series 2 was written from 2011 to 2013. Series 3. SCP-2000 through to SCP-2999. Series 3.
Okay, I get it. I read.
This
okay,
is still
sorry.
being written.
I'm impatient. I understood all of this already.
The SCP format. An SCP file has a very specific
Okay, I
format
know
that,
this.
in
Object
general,
class,
must be
items, special
strictly
containment
adhered to.
procedures, description, supplements.
SCPs are the backbone
These are all
of the
stuff
entire
that I am
franchise.
aware of.
These documents are the set pieces of the universe, showcasing its tone, stories, and possibilities. The basic format of an SCP is as follows. Item number.
Okay, this is
and a
very slow.
category
I'm
name
sorry. I'm
summary
very
of all
impatient.
specific
I just want to
means
know more
than a
of the
technically
other
written
stuff that I don't
document
remember.
Based on of containment difficulty.
Okay.
Here are the primary.
I don't
object
remember
classes.
exactly what each...
Safe.
Okay.
The anomaly can be contained by simply leaving it alone. No special procedures, methods, or events are necessary.
Oh,
to keep it from
SCP-999,
damaging
the
the world.
freaking
This does
joyful
not necessarily
goo.
mean it's not
That
dangerous.
one's safe
A
class.
safe
I know
class
that for
object
sure.
Can be world-threatening if not contained, but it's just really easy to contain them. Some notable examples
Oh,
of safe
wait.
classes.
A safe class object can be world threatening if not contained, but it's just really easy to contain. I didn't know that. I thought they were just not dangerous. Okay.
SCPs are
That's actually something that...
SCP-1981, SCP-2579.
I don't know any of these.
SCP-993, SCP-1425, and SCP-3039. All examples will be in the video description. Next, Euclid.
Yeah, dangerous.
The anomaly is inherently unpredictable or requires some amount of special effort to be contained. You're not quite sure what
Oh,
will
okay.
happen
So
if
it's
you
not
leave it
inherently
alone.
dangerous.
And
It's
it might
just
be a little bit more
unpredictable.
complex
Okay.
than a safe class entity, object, or phenomenon. Some notable examples
I thought these
of
were
Euclid
danger
class
levels,
SCPs
not just like
are
containment and stuff. Okay.
SCP-3008, SCP-426.
Is that a freaking toaster?
SCP-1171,
I know the IKEA one. but-
SCP-3001, and SCP-1609. And finally, Keter. These
Isn't it
SCPs
Keter?
are really difficult
Is
to
it just the
contain,
accent? I don't know.
requiring a huge expenditure of resources or
The one
extensively
Keter class that comes
complex
to
containment
mind
procedures.
is that
The
bear
most
that
dangerous
takes
of
your
phenomena are classed as
out
Keter,
like organs
often,
or something
but
to
not
create more
always,
bears.
posing an existential threat
I know there's
to
a lot more,
humanity,
but
the world or universal structure itself. Some notable examples of Keter class SCPs are SCP-1739, SCP-231, SCP-2935, SCP-2293.
okay, I have
and
no idea what any of these
SCP-3200.
are.
In addition, there are a number of esoteric and secondary classes that are used much less than the big three that I just mentioned, but still serve important purposes. Thaumiel. This
Oh,
is a
I
very
forgot
rare
about this.
object class only known to the highest levels of the Foundation. In essence, Thaumiel class objects are
Oh,
anti-Keter.
wait, I didn't even know the Foundation
They
had
are used in
anti-Keter
containment
like
or counteracting of other
SCPs.
SCPs. They act as powerful tools to be used by the Foundation, which normally rarely uses anomalies. Some notable examples of Thaumiel class SCPs are SCP-2000, SCP-2003,
I don't know either any of these.
SCP-3000, SCP-179.
Oh wait, I think I do know that this is that eel that secretes the memory erasing like substance. I'm pretty sure I watched the video on this thing. I'm not sure which SCP. It might be SCP-3000.
and
Oh, I'm not sure.
SCP-3031. And finally, neutralized.
I'm
It used
gonna-
to be anomalous.
I'm gonna decrease the size of the subtitles. They feel obnoxiously large. Yeah, I can read that.
Now it's not. Maybe it just stopped working on its own. Maybe someone accidentally or
I
purposefully
didn't know there was a
destroyed it.
class for
Either way,
strictly
it no longer
neutralized
has functional
SCPs.
anomalous properties. Some notable examples of neutralized class SCPs are SCP-1470,
Is that a spike?
SCP-2682, SCP-3519, SCP-1762, and SCP-2420. If you want to stop watching this guide now and start diving into the wiki, this is a good time to do so. But be sure to finish this guide if you're unsure of anything. Maybe you can pick one from the links from the description and then follow the cross-links and navigation in the article. Maybe you can go to a series page. I highly recommend series 2 and 3, and just click on one with an intriguing title. Or you could roll the dice and press random SCP. One of the best ways to learn about the Foundation is to discover for yourself all the genres, emotions, and ideas it can evoke, to keep that sense of mystery and gritty realism. There's still a lot to learn about the culture by reading as much as you handle on everything that's going on, and a few more ways to drop you into the community. Next up, in-universe elements.
Okay, here we go.
Foundation structure and protocol.
I think this is stuff that I don't
Security
really know anything
clearance
about.
represents how much information about an object
I know
you're allowed
D-class
to know.
exists. I
If
just
you've
don't
read
know
through
what
an SCP or two,
the levels
you're bound
are.
to have seen these. Data expunged, redacted, or the text completely blacked out. These keywords
Oh, this
are
stuff
common
too, yeah.
hallmarks and tools of narrative of the SCP.
I feel like
wiki,
SCP is
signifying
the
that
first to
information
use
has
the
been classified
redacted
to
stuff,
a
like,
higher clearance
for like
or has been
creepy,
cleansed
eerie, like,
completely.
I don't know.
It adds an element of horror through absence that is classic to the SCP fandom.
Yeah, I'm
For
pretty
a
sure it
great
came.
example of how security clearance levels can be used, read SCP-2317. There are also many types of workers in the Foundation. Among them, we have containment specialists, researchers, and security tactical response officers. There are field agents who are out in the world undercover, looking for signs of anomalous activity, and mobile task forces, special units that are assigned to carry out certain dangerous jobs. The task forces document contains a list of mobile task forces along with their associated SCPs. The Foundation is usually thought of as a far-reaching organization, and so their bases are found across the globe.
Yeah, that
and
makes
sometimes
sense.
outside of it. These bases can be sites or areas. For more information, read Secure Facilities Locations. The leaders of individual areas or sites are high-ranking level 4 researchers.
Oh, right, they have
known as
key
site
cards and
directors.
stuff.
There are few in the
And
Foundation
oh, there's
that
the
rank higher
05
than
Council. I
site
remember that
directors.
as well.
And they are the O5 Council.
Ah,
the ultimate
there
leaders
they
of
are.
The entire Foundation. The Overseer Council, abbreviated to O5, is a group of 13 people who manage all Foundation operations worldwide and have
Man.
complete access
Only
to all
13?
information, redacted or
I guess
not.
I guess keeping
Their
the numbers
identities are
small is
classified for
smart.
safety, and they are only referred to by their ID, 051 through 13.
Ah,
In addition, some versions of canon also include the existence of an administrator, the creator of the Foundation. Finally, one of the most interesting parts of the Foundation are D-Class personnel,
yeah.
or Class Ds. The canon around D-Class personnel helps showcase the colder and more morally gray side
Yeah.
of the Foundation. In order to experiment with and contain SCPs, the Foundation needs lab rats to test things with, the D-Class. Oftentimes, they are recruited from death row or the prison population, serving as expendable personnel that are used to handle hazardous anomalies. In the early days of the site, a common headcanon was that all D-Class were executed at the end of the month. However, this idea has gone out of fashion as the site has evolved.
Yeah.
For more
That doesn't
interesting
make sense.
stories
Why would
about
they
Class
execute
D
all
personnel,
D-Class? That's-
Try reading entries from the D-Class contest.
It wouldn't be very efficient to
Terms to
execute lab rats.
The SCP Wiki has created a wide set of terminology and new innovations, inventing concepts that are unique to the premise of the site and found nearly nowhere else in
I don't think I remember any
You may
specific
want to know
terms.
these terms before you dive in.
Mimetic?
Classifications.
Meme?
Mimetic, or meme.
What?
A meme is any unit of information that can spread
Oh.
and transfer itself throughout society. Mimetic effects deal with how the brain understands and reacts to media. It is a piece of data in
Interesting.
the subject's mind that has an anomalous effect on that subject's physical or mental state that is spread when someone else becomes aware of the same information. In particular, anomalous mimetic agents are bits of hazardous information that are like a mental virus, triggering anomalous reactions in people who are exposed to them.
Interesting.
Anti-mimetic or anti-meme.
It's
An
that
anti-meme is the
substance.
opposite of a meme. It has self-censoring properties. Anomalous anti-memes are perfectly mentally camouflaged, whether by making you unable to hold your perception of one in your short-term memory or making you unable to comprehend the concept of its existence.
Interesting.
Cognitohazard. A cognitohazard is something that is dangerous when we perceive it with one of the 5 senses. For example, a sound that causes you to bleed from every pore, or a smell that causes you to go insane. All mimetic effects are a subset of cognitohazards, as in order to process the information, you have to sense it. Infohazard. Info hazards.
Learning the
anomalous
information
effects that
is
trigger when
dangerous.
the SCP is described.
Yeah,
referred
I
to,
know
or
one. There's like
ignored.
one that
You don't
kills
even
you
have
if you
to
talk
sense the
about
thing
it.
to be affected by
And
an
then
info
obviously
hazard. You just have to know that it
069
exists.
or
It affects
96.
data written about the anomaly, and
If you
people that
see
are made
it,
aware
it
of
kills
the
you.
existence of the effect. Ontokinetic,
although that would be more
or reality
mimetic, not
An ontokinetic
Infonetic-
being
infonetic.
can manipulate the laws of reality, magic, through anomalous means. Groups of
Isn't there like a
interest
god
contain and
333?
study
I
reality
think
benders,
is like a god or
often in
something,
unethical ways,
or claims to be
creating
god.
some moral crises for the Foundation. Anart, or an artist. Anart is short for anomalous art. Many people and groups aware of the existence of reality-breaking phenomena choose to explore it by creating often surrealist art with extra-normal properties. These people being called anartists. Narrativic, or pataphysical. A narrativic anomaly manifests itself within works of fiction, often affecting the content of the work involved by creating characters.
Man, these are a
changing
lot
the
of
setting,
words that I
or
didn't even
blurring
know
the line between
existed.
fiction and the reality. The pataphorical or pataphysical SCP explores narrativic anomalies using the wiki itself as the narrative. It explores the idea of characters we write on the website attempting to communicate and manipulate us, and being aware of things on the website like author pages, deletions, and discussion forums. Technology and engineering. Scranton Reality Anchor. Scranton Reality Anchors are technological devices used by the Foundation to essentially regulate consensus reality. They cancel out or prevent the effects of reality-bending entities and anchor down areas where the level of unreality is higher or lower than normal, counterbending it so that it matches the reality that we know and inhabit. Many contemporary authors have criticized the widespread use of SRAs as a catch-all for containing any type of structural or ontokinetic effect. Telekill. The SRA back in the old days. Except the problem was worse. In its original form, it was a metal that blocked all mind-affecting or compulsive effects.
Well,
People
that's
went crazy
useful.
over it and started using it in all their containment procedures. They mistakenly thought it also blocked mimetic effects. Scranton's rewrite of the article added some nuances and drawbacks to it.
Yeah,
And its
that would
usage
make
had fallen
sense.
by the wayside anyway, as people have become more innovative with writing. Humes. A unit
Humes?
of measurement that measures the intensity of reality present in an area, crucial to understanding how SRAs and other technologies work. They are useful in quantifying how powerful reality-bending effects are relative to each other. K-class scenario, a term used to classify possible apocalypse scenarios, which the Foundation deals with on a daily basis when discussing the possible outcomes of dangerous effects or entities. The most common type is XK class, which describes a conventional destruction of the planet scenario. There are multiple minor ones whose exact definitions in canon are being argued over, including CK class, the restructuring of a reality. AK
Bro,
class,
this is a lot
humanity
more
goes
in
crazy.
depth than I was
SK
expecting.
class, the
I mean, to be
dominant
fair, it's a
species on
35-minute
Earth is no
video. I don't know
longer
what I was
humans.
expecting.
And ZK class, reality universal failure. Amnestic, mind wipe.
Ah, there's the mind
A
wipe.
narrative tool used by
I was
authors to
assuming the
explain,
mimetic was
A,
talking
how
about
the
whatever
Foundation
this
is able to
was,
keep
but
the
I was
masquerade of secrecy,
I was wrong.
and B, to create stories dealing with memory and knowledge. In universe,
I wonder if
these
they
are simply
explain-
chemicals that erase a normal human's memory of some amount of time.
Yeah.
When the Foundation has to recover an anomaly in the real world or seriously messes up, these are used.
Okay, they didn't explain
Things
it,
to
I
read
guess.
and do. There's more to the wiki than the SCP series. In this section, I open the door to the other areas of the site that are part of the Foundation universe, as well as answer some common questions about key but confusing parts of the site.
I haven't even
What
looked
is
at the site in
SCP-1?
ages.
In the early days of the site, when the wiki was just getting started, there was some debate over what should be this sacred number. 1. Everyone agreed
I
that
only
it
know
had to be
Apocalypse
incredibly
or
big. Everyone
Apocalypse. I don't
agreed that
know.
it had to be
The
big.
sun that
something deserving
Turns
of the
everything
very
to
first
flesh.
spot. But nobody could agree who should
Or
do
the
honor
giant
of
guardian
writing it.
angel thing, or
The
giant.
answer? Everyone can write their own vision of SCP-1. Thus, the system of proposals, an author's individual idea.
Yeah, I
of
know
number
this.
one.
I actually was.
They
I thought of
vary
making
wildly
one, but I was
and
like way
contradict each
young,
other.
so like the
On
idea
number
never
one
really
hub
made it
page,
to
It says that
the final
quote, real number one
writing
is so secret
stage.
that a number of false ones have been created. This
Ah,
explanation allows there to be multiple self-contradictory.
that's actually a
number
good
ones.
in-universe
One of
reason
them
for there
would
to be
the
multiple.
true one to you, or maybe
That's
you
cool.
want a
I like
couple to be
that.
canonical at the same time. Maybe all of
What
them
about
fit.
SCP-000? I feel like there's one below
It all depends
SCP-001.
on your canon and how much you like a given.
Oh, and the
proposal.
Crimson King, the
In
Scarlet
effect,
King.
SCP-1
I remember that.
Proposals are canon builders. Each one sets the tone for a particular author's vision of the Foundation itself.
They could all also be
Creating an
described as
SCP-1 proposal is as easy
multiversal,
as
like
writing
a
and then
different
submitting it
dimension or
just like any
universe.
other SCP. Although, unless you're incredibly experienced, it will most likely get rejected by the community and deleted. As of November 2017, 19 SCP-1 proposals have been successfully posted.
That's cool.
Each one is the product of a lot of work and a high concept.
Yeah, I definitely wouldn't
Here
have
are
made it.
6 of the 19. Number 1. Dr. Clef's proposal. The Foundation was established to
Ah,
prepare
the
humanity
angel.
for the rapture or apocalypse. SCP-1 is the angel guarding Eden. Number 2. Dr. Mann's proposal.
I don't know this one.
The first and only natural anomaly was a spiral path in New York. A group of ambitious scientists experimented with reality using this as the
Oh, that's
thread and
interesting.
created every
One
single other
anomaly created
in the
every other
database.
one. That
Number
would be an
3,
interesting thing
S.
to
Andrew
explore.
Swan's proposal. The SCP Foundation is aware of its fictionality. They
Oh,
are currently discussing
okay,
ways
that's
to kill the
pretty
authors.
fourth wall breaking. That's cool.
Number 4. Roget's proposal. Keter class anomalies are an inherent part of the universe and can
Oh.
be contained using each other by releasing all Keter class anomalies.
Whoa,
The
wait,
universe
that's
can
a
be manually
wait. That's actually really intriguing. That's like an end all be like, you know, screw humanity. Let the Keter classes wander about so they could fix or rebalance the universe or whatever. Actually, it doesn't say balance. It just says manually restructured. So it might be bad for us, but maybe it's good for the universe itself.
Structure. Number 5. Twisted Gear's Cactus proposal.
Oh, I don't know what this is.
SCP-1 is one manifestation
Bro, this is just
of the mechanical
noose.
god worshipped by a
Or the
cult
techno god of
which wreaked
Warhammer
havoc on the
40k.
world before the military destroyed it.
Oh, I guess not. Never mind.
And finally, number 6.
Wait, this
Calendar.
one doesn't talk about Apocalypse, or however you say it. The one where that was the first one I ever heard about. It was like the most popular one back when I was an SCP fanboy, but they didn't talk about it. Humanity was originally.
Lenin's proposal. Humanity was originally a slave race whose suffering
Huh.
was harvested.
Okay,
to
this one
create
I'm not too fond
utopia
of, but it's
on
still
another planet.
interesting.
We escaped and then tried to cloak ourselves. The cloak failed.
This one
and
feels a
our
little
masters
less
are trying to bring us
intriguing, in my opinion.
It's my personal suggestion that you don't start with SCP-1.
Yeah.
The proposals are usually quite complex and require some knowledge of Foundation lore, which is either played with, expanded on, or subverted. Read conventional SCPs.
Isn't there an
before you
SCP,
take the
or
number
not
1
SCP,
deep
but like
dive.
a Foundation worker that literally is immortal and they respawn?
Special
I don't know what their name is,
dash
but
EX,
maybe they'll
J,
explain it. I don't know.
and dash ARC. There are other types of documents that use the basic SCP format and style, but utilized in a different way. This allows different stories with more diverse tones and themes to be told. The SCP-EX classification designates an SCP that is no longer considered anomalous. It is explained. The object or phenomenon in question still exists, but the Foundation has deemed it to be an acceptable part of consensus reality. Or it was a giant fake-out, or it turned out to be just a new scientific discovery. An SCP-J is a joke SCP, a parody SCP, in a sense.
That's pretty
Joke
funny.
SCPs are explicitly non-canon,
Ah,
using the
ah.
SCP format to joke around or make fun of
Okay, that's
something
cool.
for the
I like that.
benefit
They
of
don't
the reader.
completely
They may riff
do
on
everything
in-universe
seriously.
tropes,
They still leave
like
some room for
overwrought
jokes.
security, over-the-top containment, cold posting, or bad original characters.
Okay, I guess.
Or they may parody things like food poisoning, bad drivers, easily angered people, or that one movie. They may even make fun of the elements in the other popular SCP canons. Ultimately,
That's
a joke
fun.
SCP is just a way to make the reader laugh. If a joke
They got me
SCP is
laughing,
not well
and I didn't even
written
read one
and
yet.
very funny, it'll be downvoted. And finally, we have SCP-ARC,
Arc.
archived SCPs.
Oh.
These are usually legacy pages from the very old days of the site, when standards
that's
were low
cool.
and the mass edit had not been conducted yet. While most of these SCPs were deleted, some of them needed to have text archives due to their usage
That's
in other
cool.
tales
That's like an
or still
ancient
existing
SCP
SCPs,
foundation.
or because they were historically important. ARCing is no longer in use since the opening of Series 2, 3, and 4. And you will most likely never need to read one of these.
Oh, okay, fair enough, I guess. I mean, it's still cool that they kept
Tales,
them. Some of
canons,
them.
and collaborative logs. Tales are how
I don't know why, but
Foundation
I'm
universe
heavily
gets
reminded
deepened
of like
and
a Five
extended
Nights at
beyond the
Freddy's,
limits of
like
the simple SCP file.
the
It allows
Exotic
authors to
Butters
tell stories
announcer.
where groups or people can interact with each other in the SCP universe, to expand on ideas already created in SCPs, or just, to write a prose. Some authors may also turn their tales into a series, usually if they have a cohesive idea in mind, or if it gets really popular. Notable series include There Is No Anti-Memetics Division, The Cool War, The Lombardi Tales, Tales of Mr. Collector, and Pitch Haven. You can find Tales in the top-rated Tales archive, as submissions to a themed
I don't know
contest,
any of these.
or by trawling around and finding recommendations. You can also, as we'll soon learn, read the tales in a canon. A canon is your own set of assumptions about the tone, setting, and dynamic of the universe. Each of the canons in the Canon Hub is a wildly different set of assumptions based off the baseline SCP Foundation. Think of them as mega tale hubs, or parallel universes,
Huh.
or self-contained cinematic universes for authors to play in. Here are 5 notable canons. Broken Masquerade, a world where the Foundation's existence is known by everyone. Resurrection,
That's interesting.
a deliberate attempt to resurrect the action-orientated SCP Dr. Crazy Days of Series 1, in which an MTF composed of anomalous humans.
That
was
also
formed.
sounds pretty cool. An MTF
Third
of
Law,
anomalous
a
humans?
pulpy sci-fi paratech world dominated by the machinations of Prometheus Labs.
Okay, I
and
mean, that one's
Anderson
also kind of cool.
Robotics. Rat's Nest, the military.
Okay,
plot
that was from
the
0 to
Foundation is
100 real
covering it.
fast.
Reality is slowly unraveling.
Wow, I like
and
that
falling
one.
apart.
The concept that the military
The
killed the
Gulf,
god and reality is
small-scale
slowly on.
poignant series set in the southern United States, usually having a restful, mysterious feel, and featuring religious
Okay.
symbolism.
Not my cup of tea, but
unconventional
it
types
sounds
of media.
interesting.
A number of pages on the site are tagged as collaborative. Collaborative logs or pages can be edited and added to by anyone, although
That's
some
cool.
quality oversight still exists.
Okay, well that makes
This
sense.
is a
I guess
good
you can't
way
just
to
post
get
whatever
your
you want
creative chops
or add
and
whatever you want.
contribute, whilst not taking the plunge of writing an SCP. The 3 main collaborative pages exist as lists of mini SCPs, very small-scale items or phenomena that don't need to have a narrative, but still need to be unique, appropriate, and interesting. They are Log of Anomalous Items. The SCP Foundation has discovered a substantial number of items which are simply too useless to merit further attention. This
Oh,
document
okay.
lists those items.
So there's
which have
things
prompted
that-
some curiosity.
That are logged, just not as
Log
important.
Of
Okay.
extranormal events. This page is to document anomalous events that have attracted the Foundation's interests, but occurred too briefly for the Foundation to
Huh.
secure or contain them. And finally, Log of Unexplained Locations. This page is to be devoted to the documentation of low-threat anomalous locations which have been discovered by the SCP Foundation over the years. There are a number of other collaborative pages, usually SCP supplements or logs. Keep in mind that guidelines for contributions still apply though, and if your edition is deemed to be below standard, it'll probably
Deleted.
be removed.
Removed.
Groups of interest.
Okay, this is what I was
The
interested
Foundation
in.
isn't the only fish in the anomalous sea.
Yeah, there's like another
Other
one.
organizations,
Oh, I guess
collectives,
there's
and groups
multiple.
exist that utilize or create paranormal phenomena for their own purposes. Some are associates of the Foundation, others are rivals to it.
Yeah.
Many of them quietly pursue their own interests, while a great many of them fall on the lines of good and or evil. The vast majority simply have a goal.
I feel like the
in mind
SCP
that's
world is a
somewhere
very
in between.
morally gray world. Like, there's
Here
no
are
good or
7
evil.
notable
I just
groups
feel
of
like...
interest.
Actually,
Are we
you could
cool yet?
define good or evil. Like, the people
Collection of
trying to
fan
use the
artists,
SCPs to take over the
usually
world.
producing surreal and disturbing works of art. Their pieces are designed to have maximum impact and are usually lethal in some way.
Interesting.
The Chaos
Hey,
Insurgency,
Chaos Insurgency. There
a
we go.
rogue cell of the Foundation that uses terrorist means to steal and repurpose
Yeah,
powerful
this is the most
anomalies to gain control
well-known
over
one
nations
that
and
I know.
conduct unethical experiments using them. The Church of the Broken God. A
Oh,
widespread
wait,
cult
yeah, we
believing
talked.
in a
They talked
clockwork
about this
God
earlier.
who is broken into pieces all over the world. Dr. Wondertainment, an individual or company that makes anomalous artifacts that are supposed to be children.
Why do I feel like I've heard this one before?
The Serpent's Hand, a small organization headquartered in an interdimensional library, believing in anomalous rights
Interesting.
and the normalization of the
That's
paranormal
pretty cool.
and magical.
I know some of the
Marshall,
SCP
Carter,
aren't
and
malicious, but are
A
dangerous.
corporation that buys
I don't
and
know,
sells
like,
anomalous
names,
items
but...
for the benefit of the super rich. Global Occult Coalition.
Oh, I've heard
or
this one
the
too.
GOC. A massive military organization under control of the UN, using technology and force.
So do
to
they
destroy
work
the extra
with
normal
the SCP or
wherever
do they work
find it.
against the SCP?
Many groups also have their own form of documentation, similar to an SCP.
Oh,
On the wiki,
I didn't even
they are
know
called
that.
GOI formats,
huh.
and they are stories told from a different perspective in the Foundation.
Oh, that's
For more
cool. So instead
information,
of like...
visit the groups of interest page.
So instead
as
of being
well as
like
the
informative,
ongoing
they're
groups of
more
interest
like,
overview
oh, this
and
thing is
guide
terrifying.
on
Do
the
not touch
SCP
this. Do not
declassified
ever meet
subreddit.
this or whatever, whatever. I don't know.
Beyond the main site, you can find stories and SCPs to read even beyond the classifications and places I've already detailed. In this final section, I present other outlets of writing associated or tied to the SCP Wiki that you can also look into.
That's cool. So you don't have to like...
Great place for you to
you can make
discover
fan
lesser-known
SCPs
but
and stuff.
very well-written tales and SCPs are in the contest archive. For example, SCP-1000, 2000, and 3000 contests all have SCPs themed around urban legends, sci-fi, and horror, respectively. You have the Short Works contest, and the D-Class contest mentioned earlier, and the History contest for both Tales and SCPs. Then there are the gigantic, multi-part Mobile Task Force contest and Groups of Interest contest.
That sounds
and then
cool.
the Dystopia and Reimagining contests, and so forth. There's so much to find. The Wanderer's Library is set in the mysterious, ancient, magical Library of the Serpent's Hand. It includes prose pieces and poetry set in the SCP universe, but focused on evoking a sense of wonder, of the extraordinary and fantastical. Quote, a sense that there is a larger world beyond the one we know.
Huh.
In the world of the library, these wonders are hidden, but never truly far away. But never forget that this is a wilder world than our own, and it's never entirely safe, either. And finally, we have the international foreign SCP branches. There's French SCPs, Russian SCPs,
Oh, wait,
Japanese
like,
SCPs,
I didn't
and a
even
whole
know
bunch
that.
more. Each brand has their own set of SCPs.
That's
many
so
of which
cool.
Have extremely creative and diverse ideas.
Wait, why
If
have
you're
I
looking
never
for
heard
more
about this? I've
SCPs
only
to
ever
read,
seen the
this might be a
American
place to
one.
find cool concepts. And if you don't know a foreign language, the main SCP-INT Wiki Hub has translations of.
Oh,
some.
that's so awesome. Younger me would have loved to read all those.
This was entirely written by Reddit user Modulum83 over on the SCP Declassified subreddit. All links will be in the description.
Oh, this entire thing wasn't scripted by the YouTuber? It's just like a reader? Like they just read it out? Oh, interesting.
If you enjoyed it, give Modulum83 some praise in the comments section.
That was a
for
good
writing
explanation.
something
I feel like it
couldn't write myself.
uh
I hope it answered most of your questions about who we are, and what we do.
That's
And
cool. I really
that it
like.
convinced you to take a dive.
Honestly, I might go
become
back
part of
to
the universe
more SCP
and the
stuff
community.
on like a personal level. Just read some SCP stuff. That's so cool. What? Okay, is this just the credits? I think it's just the credits. But anyways, I guess I'll leave this. Like I'll just start ending the video. But like, that was so cool. This was very informative. It definitely retaught the things that I thought I forgot. And like,
I would like to give a special thank you to Andre Bichert, Desmond Haskins, and Getzaberry. Thank you all very much for your
that's
support.
cool.
It's greatly appreciated. If you would like a special thank you at the end of each of my videos and some other cool stuff as
Okay,
well,
that's
go to
pretty cool.
patreon.com.
They're all like
/
certain like
the
tiers of the
Thank you.
of the SCP world. I like that. Okay, but like this is really well. I mean, the script writer did a great job of explaining it, but the reader also kind of, you know, contextualized everything pretty well. So, yeah. Thank you so much to the person who recommended this. It was very informative, and I know more that I probably didn't know before. So, anyways, I will see you guys in the next video. It's probably going to be a neuro video. And until then, stay hydrated, stay healthy, and have a wonderful rest of your nice day. I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!